Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna introduce one of the most powerful techniques in programming, direct address table or simply DAT. So a direct address table is a technique where the value itself becomes the index of an array. For example, if the values is from 1 to 30, so this could be like this with the random numbers. So what I'm trying to say is like the direct address table must have at least 31 elements, since the index of an array all the time starts from 0, as you probably can tell, and we need to access the last index over here, which is 13th index. So the value range really matters when it comes to the AT size. Instead of searching for data, we directly jump into the address like this, or like this. And so that's why the DAT is very fast data structure. So we can use DAT for counting or checking the existence like this, or mapping or searching, things like that. So I'm gonna show how to implement the DAT technique in the Visual Studio today. Well, first things first, let's count how many times each number appears without using DAT. So just write down the basic code. Well, I need the array. I'm gonna throw in the random numbers, as you can see. There we go. And so to check the array over here, well, everything is all matched, as you can see. So I'm gonna make the query as well. So 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 7, AP, just the random numbers. So I'm gonna make a single loop for 4 times, and I'm gonna get the I'm gonna make the function to get the count value of the each elements over here. So I'm gonna make the function, and I'm gonna make the single loop again 10 times. So if the target and the nums t is perfectly matched, then I'm gonna increment the counter value over here. There we go. So if I check the results, well, everything is going as we expected. So this is how we make the code without using DAT to count how many times each number appears. Well, as you probably can tell, this code is very slow because of the nested loop. Since the return count function has the single loop, so eventually this chunk is a nested loop. And so in this case, I don't need the return count function anymore. Instead, I'm gonna use the DAT array to make this code faster. And just so you know, we don't need the global variables as well. And I'm gonna register the each elements in the numbers array. So And this is how we get the counter values of how many times each number appears. So if you check the monitor over here, if you register the DAT, it says how many times each number appears. So this is a little tip of it. And I'm gonna use the query to check each elements. Well, we just directly use the DAT array in this case. So if I execute this main C file, well, the result of this code exactly same compared to the previous result. So this is much faster. Well, I'm gonna show the last example of the DAT today. So the scenario of this last example are like this. So we're having a party and some guests are VIPs. So each guest is represented by a number ID, as you can see. And first, we are given a list of VIP guest IDs over here. And then we are given a list of people entering the party over here. So, well, our task is pretty simple. We need to count how many VIP guests entered and how many normal guests entered. So I'm gonna use this data right away. Well, for the convenience of checking the result of our code, 1836 are the VIPs in this entire list. So the VIP count should be 3, and the rest of them, the normal people, would be 6. And I'm gonna write down the basic code over here. And I'm gonna use the DAT for VIPs. And after that, I'm gonna register the VIPs in this table. So it's gonna be VIP DAT with VIP YX. Well, the reason why I make the 2x4 nested loop is because the VIP list over here has the 2x4 array. And we don't really need to increment this data. Our goal is to check the existence of the VIPs. So I'm gonna write down 1 in this case to check the existence of the VIPs. And after that, I'm gonna make the counter variables for the VIPs and the normal people. Well, I'm gonna skim through 3x3 list of our party, because as you can see, the list over here has the 3x3 array. And if VIP DAT, we're gonna skim through the entire list. So if this value is 1, then the VIP appears. Otherwise, it would be the normal people, like this. So finally, I'm gonna print these values. normal count. There we go. So if I execute this file, well, the VIPs are 3, and the normal people, the rest of them would be 6, as we expected. Well, to wrap things up, using a DAT can make your code extremely fast, so it gives a clear advantage in terms of speed. However, if the value is very large, such as 500 million, like this, you would need to allocate a huge amount of memory just for the DAT. Therefore, DAT has both advantage and disadvantage, and it can be seen as a trade-off between execution speed and memory usage. And so this is all about today's video, and I hope you find this very useful. Well, thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Bye guys.